Is that where the roots came in? Right there?
That's the root right there. Can't ask for a better day today, huh?
Yeah, tomorrow it's supposed to rain, right?
Is it really?
Perfect. I think it's supposed to
I
be
didn't even know that.
bad.
We're gonna start working on the reinstatement first while the guys are digging up. What I am also gonna do before anything, I am gonna double check the length for you. The whole team's not here. They're on their way, getting exact footage of the line. Back. Last day of the month. As you can see, this is the 4-inch cast iron drain line. You can start to see the root intrusion that's inside of it. What ends up happening is that, that pipe does deteriorate, break, and in this section, of course, it doesn't help it that it has a root as well. So this is where we're going to shoot the liner, probably about 2 feet past this point. Of course, we're going to check with the D-scale after we're done with that, see if that crack did proceed any further. We're going to pull this back to the furthest point that we can, and then we'll see exactly what our footage will come out to. This was one of the tie-ins. That's where the break's at. As we know, the first one's gonna be the break. I know it's really hard to tell, but you see how
right there?
that's either a connection or that's a hole. But that's like super hard to see. As you can see, you can barely tell. But
What would a connection be for?
Because if it is a connection, then the shower would back up.
Right.
Okay.
Because we'll cover it and then it's gonna line over it, so then it wouldn't work anymore. So we have to get a robotic cutter, cut it out. Honestly, most of the time, a hole can definitely look like it's a connection. A connection can look like a hole. We're testing all the drain lines for the secondaries to see if any water does come out through that. Keep it pushing, keep it moving. Finally got the liner guys here. Took them about a whole hour to get here. That's pretty crazy. All right, so it's a tie-in just like we suspected. I'm glad we're able to confirm that. It's very important to be very forward with the customers and not beat around the bush. We're here, of course, to fix a problem, but we're not here to add to the problem. The customer's been dealing with a lot of ongoing problems as far as blockages, soft blockages in the cast iron piping. Not only was it rusted and corroded, roots grew in and nothing's gonna go through that. We always want to think about the best, outcome of a situation, right? We're like, hey, how about we dig outside the home at the cast to K transition? Let's avoid breaking up this beautiful driveway or any of the beautiful house that she has inside. Descaling the main sewer line for the cast iron, getting everything all nice and smooth, all nice and prepped up. When we shoot that permaliner in there, we are gonna shoot it up until past that cracked point. Customer does have an option to continue shooting it another 6 feet with the robotic cutout, which is optional, and of course probably the best case scenario in the long run. One section of that pipe can break, it can happen to the rest of it. We're gonna do the descaling service first. We're gonna see if that pipe in the back end's healthy. That way, hey, if the pipe is healthy, the pipe is good, sometimes it's better to save the money. Of course, we won't know till after we're done with the descale. We get everything all nice and filed down and see what the structure looks like. If it looks brittle, let's take care of it. If it looks good, let's walk away. Let's get this thing started. Let's hope for a good day. We got a pretty root infested hole right here. So we're gonna dig 3 feet deep here. It's kind of odd what they did here. They have cast iron main line coming in, has a 90-degree turn that's gonna be clay, and then it goes straight to plastic. So they did replace the pipe up until essentially the property line. So that's a good thing. We're gonna be lining a pipe, making it all brand new, replacing that 90-degree turn where that clay pipe is at, and then we're connecting straight to plastic. Honestly, probably the best outcome here. The descale service, we're gonna start from this clean out access point and take it all the way up into the end. Okay, hey, to fix that, I have to dig this hole up right here in the garage and try to shoot the sleeve in there or tear up my restroom to get that done then.
How effective and kind of specific is that robotics thing?
So it's neat. They went out to Florida and they got certified. A lot of companies say, hey, we have it, but they're subcontracting, So this is just the first pass. Realistically, this is just kind of get a nice little neat pass on it. It's very delicate on the pipe. We're going in there with chains, of course, knocking off rust that's been built on there for God knows how many years, probably like 60 years of buildup. This customer had another recommendation, her first one that they came out. Of course, they right away jumped straight to just digging up a hole inside the home. So we always want our customers to feel as comfortable as possible because, of course, working with plumbing lines or sewer lines and anything to do with plumbing is something that not a lot of people are comfortable with just to jump right off the bat, and we respect that. Like this customer did. She got another opinion. She liked our recommendations and the way we do our work, so here we are today. And so what you can see us doing right now is gonna be the preparation for the liner. You can't shoot a liner through a rusted pipe. Pipe needs to be smooth, pipe needs to be clean, and it needs to be a perfect diameter. Like I said before, this Maxi Miller is the safest thing on this pipe. I'm not gonna worry about it breaking it, smashing it apart, but we just wanna make sure that the integrity of that pipe is holding up to where we need it to. So what we got here is a cast clay transition. This side goes to plastic, as you can see here. We're gonna cut this and put a new two-way clean out in. The transition, man, that transition fell apart completely. There's pretty much no pipe by the time we were done reinstating. And you know, of course, it's never the picota's fault. This section of pipe right here, we had stomped on it or even tapped it with a hammer. It just completely crumbled apart. So there's no structure to the pipe. And that's, I guess, the biggest misconception when people are like, hey, that pipe looks perfectly fine. Yes, is it circular? Yes, does it have good diameter? But we also wanna see if that pipe is indenting at all. You know, because sometimes that false wall and that calcification can give that representation of that pipe looking like a structured wall, but when you get it out and you take it out, it ends up turning into a situation where when you step on it, you stomp it, you hit it with the hammer, the pipe just completely disintegrates, and like I said, there's no structure to it. So good thing we got this out. We are gonna put the camera down right now. We're gonna see the condition of the line after we descaled it. We're gonna jump over to a clip of what it looks like inside the pipe. Okay, so this is after the descaling. We have a nice smooth clean diameter to that pipe, no more calcification that has pretty much eaten up that pipe alive. So now we're back at bare metal, which is perfect for that liner when it gets shot in. It's gonna leave us with the perfect smooth finish. Here is a 45-degree turn that we have. So this is kind of like where it gets a little funky. We're gonna start seeing that the bottom of the pipe has disintegrated. You can see that this whole bottom of the pipe is just all crumbling apart. The original problem was a little bit further down. We are gonna find that there is a hole inside the line. So right here to the right, stop. This right here is pretty much a hole inside of that pipe with roots starting to grow in through it. So this was a massive root ball that was overgrown. So now that we got it cut out, of course we have a perfect smooth clean diameter. That hole is definitely exposed. Big problem if we would have left it the way it was. Downstairs and upstairs toilet on the left side of the house is gonna drain down too. This is where we have descaled. This will pretty much be our end point. We're gonna get the measurement, get the footage. Okay. So it looks like they actually put a clean out for you in the past, but it was underground. Like, I don't think anyone was ever able to find that unless they dug it up right there.
So roots are here, but roots are over there too.
100%. Yeah, it's probably all throughout your whole slab. But it's sometimes like a situation, you're like, oh, hey, let's just dig up right there. Let's just try to fix that one spot. To me being the technician, I'm just gonna upset you breaking up in there. I say, hey, let's try it here. Oh man, it turned into this big headache. We're in a good spot right now.
When the liner's in, how do you know? Is it like, is there like a navigation?
We have a special liner that's thinner, so when we put the balloon in, inflates it
indents.
You'll see.
You'll be able to see like an indent.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so Flex Liner gives that little indentation. Works just as great. It's still from Permaliner. I wanted to show you how that works so you get a better idea of it and what we do as far as the process. Since we are going to be doing that liner, it's going to cover any cracks, breaks, but also along the way it's going to cover those connections. So we did set up the Dan cutter. We have it at that connection where the upstairs showers does drain into it. So when we do shoot the liner, it's easy for us to go ahead and go back in, pretty much find out exactly where that section of pipe is and get a nice clean cut to it. I don't know what else to tell you, just another day in the book. So we come in.
Is that where the roots came in? Right there?
That's the root right there. So we got it all shaved down nice and clean, perfect circular diameter. You'll see afterwards that it's gonna be perfectly smooth. Descale does one hell of a job, and as long as that pipe is healthy, you're good. If you look like a good pipe, but be a bad pipe. Look like a bad pipe, be a good pipe, you know?
But you don't know until you do it.
You don't know unless you try. Hey, move the hose. Clear up the spot. We have our 4-inch flex liner. So that flex liner is gonna allow us to get through any 45s, any turns, and also allow us to see that dimple kind of effect. We do have a total of 31 feet that we're gonna be shooting pretty much before the sun starts to hit, because this thing cures quick. It's gonna be hectic as it always is, but once we shoot that thing in, we're gonna shoot the balloon right after. This is gonna start mixing in. All right, let's move, come on. You're gonna see that blue starting to squeeze on through. When we get that resin pretty much fully expanded through there, you're gonna notice the discoloration where that blue kind of turns into it. Come on, let's move, come on.
Yeah, we got time. Aquí, déjala.
hold it in. Go ahead.
Ya. Despacito, despacito.
So we got the liner shot in, we got the balloon in now. This is a pressurized air that goes into the balloon, so we shot the liner. So now we're not connecting to that broken pipe, but we're worrying about getting to a healthy spot.
Yeah.
It's cut the BS, put a plastic pipe, and we have a nice clean connection. So we're in there. The sweat of it all is over with.
Really?
So now let's let this thing cure. And as you can tell, smoke is coming up. So with all the smoke coming up, you know, you touch that, put your finger, let me see. You grab it in your hand, now I'm just, why would I do that? Why would I do that? You know, that just wouldn't make any sense. This thing is cooking. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing out. So as we can see that transition, that thing came out like a piece of cake. As you can see, it's a nice, smooth, clean transition all the way throughout. So there's that 45-degree turn. You can see nice and clean all the way out. It's always a good indication, you know, when it has, you know how there's no lumps, everything's perfectly smooth. But yeah, that's that break. You see to the right?
Yeah, this is
That little,
the tree root.
yeah, the little dimple, that's where that tree root is at, the connection for that shower. So we're gonna use the robotic cutter to cut that out right there. And that's gonna be essentially right there by the sweeping connection. Nonetheless, everything all covered up, so we're all squared away.
Okay.
Came out nice.
All right, great. The connection.
So this connection for the shower is at the furthest point. Everything is behind. That's what we didn't line and all that because it has all the connections that go upward. So the only one that we lined through was that shower one. And we'll show you all these things. Any questions you have, by all means, we'll be more than happy to answer every one of them. But as you can see, now that whole connection is nice and open. Everything's clean. That's what a perfect liner looks like right there. Nice, clean, smooth, no bumps, no reductions. We shot it to the only part that's necessary.
Right.
So that way, if we ever need to, you have a good bones to connect to.
Great.
So everything's nice and smooth right here. You see the nice, clean texture. Anything that we see that's not the way it should be, we try to do our best to make sure we're on top of it all. So please, by all means, let us know if you see things around that you want us to touch up, like whether it's, yeah, maybe can you guys clean it a little more? Don't hesitate. Let's go. All right, guys, so we already got everything all squared away. As you know, every job needs to leave like we were never here. So what we got to do is wash everything down, make sure we check twice. It's getting late already. That's why we're here to give quality service, you know? Make sure we give good.
Well,
We
that'd be
didn't have
nice.
to dig this up.
Can't never ask for a better outcome, honestly, so. It's always good, you know, you don't get them all the time, but when you do, it's nice to go home and just relax after.
This valve was broken, and we didn't know it.
Pressure regulator valve?
So we had 2 leaks in the house. The gentleman that came out and was servicing, he checked it was at 128.
Oh my God,
high?
that's astronomical. It's supposed to be at 75. That's astronomical, dude, that's crazy. Anything happens, you guys call us, we're here for you guys. And even if it's past the warranty, our warranty's our reputation. You guys always call us for anything. We'll be more than happy to be for you guys.
Happy wife, happy life.
100%, 100%.
I read one of the reviews said the grass you guys put back grew better than the original grass.
It's good to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, brother. I'm sure you're tired, huh?
Thank you, gentlemen. Really appreciate
You take care. You have a good night, all right, brother? Yeah, we're gonna do one last compact, and then we're gonna lay the grass on, compact that as flat as we can. And all right, guys, so just like that, another job in the books, another happy customer. All we're doing now is making sure that, you know, every little detail matters. Make sure every speck of dirt's gone. That way, when the customer wakes up and it's nice and bright outside, because unfortunately, it got kind of late on us. We're in sunny SoCal. I can see it probably looks like it's 9 o'clock at night, but realistically, it's 5:47, and we stomped the grass all down. We got everything level. Clay pipe's perfect. ABS pipe is good. And that line pipe is good all the way throughout. Like always, you know, there ain't nothing we can't fix. Just another job in the books. It was honestly one of our pretty easy jobs. Usually we have jobs that are stressful, hard. So I'll take this one as a win. You know, we don't really get much of these, so we're gonna enjoy what we can. Oh, okay, yeah, I think that's our RO system.
Okay.
That was probably what was coming out of there. What can we say? But nonetheless,
Thank you.
it was a pleasure. I almost don't want to leave. I was having a great time. You take care, okay? Yeah, if you need anything, you give me a call, okay? All right, definitely will. Thank you. We will. Man, all I can say, thank God for another easy job. Hopefully he don't jinx me for that. Oh man. He's gotta go home. So just a reminder guys, if you made it to the end of the video, Chris back at it again guys, like I said. I know we already did our outro, but we can't stop talking out here. Later guys, good night. One more thing guys, don't forget, if you have any problems, call Chris.